The 16th Finance Commission is more than just a list of percentages. For UPSC 2026, it is a study in performance based physical federalism. Today, we go beyond the surface. We look at the concept, the mechanism, the conflict, and most importantly, the UPSC traps. So, we are moving to the first part of this lecture, that is concept. The Finance Commission is a constitutional body under Article 280. Its primary job. What is the primary job of the Finance Commission? The primary job of the Finance Commission is recommending how taxes are distributed between the center and the states and among the states themselves. Note these three main channels of transfer because UPSC loves matching these articles. Tax devolution via Article 270 and grants in aid via Article 275 and discretionary grants via Article 282. Don't mix these up because devolution is a right. Grants in aid are for specific needs. Discretionary, exactly what it sounds like. That is discretionary. This is regarding the concept of Finance Commission and constitutionality and tax devolution and grants in aid and discretionary grants via articles. And we are going to mechanism, that is how does the system actually work? That is two devolutions, that is vertical and horizontal. Now comes with vertical devolution remains at 41% of the divisible pool. This is also called as net proceeds. But what exactly is the divisible pool? You have to understand and you have to know. Under Article 270, it includes income tax, corporation tax, and goods and services tax, that is called as GST. The one thing you have to very clear with cess and surcharge, that is it excludes cess and surcharge from GST. Now tell me honestly, if UPSC asks like this, GST is shareable, will you mark it correct or not? That's where you lost marks because part of GST, the compensation cess is excluded. The compensation cess is excluded. Cess and surcharge is excluded. Please remember this. And then we have moved to horizontal devolution. What is horizontal devolution? Sharing among the states. This is where the 16th Finance Commission has made a massive shift. We have a new parameter, that is contribution to GDP. And they have removed tax effort. Removed tax effort. Please notice the silent shift. Population weight increased to 17.5%. Income distance reduced to 42.5%. and GDP introduced. One thing, UPSC will not ask numbers, it will ask the direction of change. That is real UPSC thinking. You have to think like that in that lines only. And what is the real conflict here? The real conflict isn't the 41%. It is not about 41%. The real conflict is the session surcharge. Why session surcharge? Because it is excluded. Since the center keeps 100% of these session surcharge, even if the devolution percentage stays at 41%. So the actual money reaching the states decreases. Now you have connect this with GST Council because GST is shareable, but compensation says is not shareable. UPSC can combine both in one question. You have to be very careful. In the 2026 budget, cess and surcharge collection is projected to hit nearly 6 lakh crores. This means the effective share reaching states is closer to 30 to 32%, not 41%. This is effective share. Imagine a question, if even if devolution remains constant, states share increases. Sounds correct? No, wrong. This is the fiscal imbalance that fuels federal tension here. That is the conflict areas. That is why. And the 16th Finance Commission has shifted from entitlement to performance. What is that? For local body grants, the split is now 18%, 80% basic and 20% performance. The split is now 80% basic grants, 20% performance grants. States won't see a rupee unless their local bodies have audited accounts and functional state finance commission. This is mandatory. And one more thing, keep an eye on the urbanization premium. A 10,000 crore grant for states merging peri-urban villages into urban local bodies. It reflects the major trend of urban growth in India. The 16th Finance Commission also have recommended recognizing heat waves and lightning as national disasters. But watch the funding ratio trap here is it's 90%, 90 is to 10. 90 for Northeast and Himalaya, 90, 90 is to 10 per percent for Northeast and Himalayan states, and 75 is to 25 for everyone else. Like 90% is coming from center, 10% is coming from Northeast states and Himalayan states. The ratio trap. For states, 75% from center, 25% for everyone else. Why is this important? Because disaster classification changes the funding flow. UPSC can test this indirectly. So we are moving to few traps. Watch out these three traps. Out of these three, you will likely get one rank because they all sound correct. Let's we take one trap number one, that is all taxes collected by the union are shareable. Absolutely wrong answer because cess and surcharge are out. Trap number two, GST is fully shareable. Partly wrong because GST is, but compensation cess is not. Another trap is income distance weight has increased. Wrong. It was diluted to accommodate GDP. Please understand and be very careful regarding about these statements. And the primary function, let me summing up. The primary function of the finance commission, what? Balance of physical relations between union and state governments, and vertical devolution and horizontal devolution and grants in aid. And it is also suggests a measure to augment a state's consolidated fund to support resources for panchayats and municipalities. This is important point. You have to remember it. Strengthening local bodies. And this is the one of the important point of 16th Finance Commission recommendation. For the first time, weightage includes open forest cover to incentivize reforestation on degraded lands. This is also important. So, this is not a finance commission. This is not a finance commission topic. This is a power structure topic. This is about physical federalism topic. That is who controls money, who controls policy, and UPSC is testing whether you can see that or not. One thing you have to be remember, that is UPSC does not test how much is shared. It tests whether you understand the why it is not shared. It doesn't test what is written in the constitution. It tests how power is hidden inside it. This is all about finance commission and 16th finance commission also. This is all about fiscal federalism. Thank you.